Good morning, everybody. This is Sammy Diaz with Keller Williams North Shore West. I'm here to interview author, speaker, business, and athletic coach Dennis Mellen. Good morning, Dennis. How are you?
Morning, Sammy. Thanks for the opportunity today.
No problem. We're going to be speaking about the book that you've written. It takes more than heart, changing the journey's challenges into opportunities. The first question I have for you is, when did you first realize you wanted to become a writer?
Well, I think it happened a while back, and it's actually kind of a good story. And we'll get into this a little bit later, but after my health event back in 2008, as I was in my recovery period, I was talking with some of my friends, and one of them mentioned, his wife mentioned, you should write a book. And I said, nah, all the reasons why that I couldn't do it. But as she was talking, she says, no, you really have a compelling story here. And I had been keeping I started writing a journal to keep track of things that happen. I think journal is the manly way of saying diary, but we can't use diary. You and I are real men. But no, it's a man diary. But yeah, so she suggested I do it. And over the years, since I'd been keeping a journal, when COVID hit and we got all locked down, I said, well, now would be a good time to pivot to writing a book. So that's how that came about.
Ah, so where did you get your ideas or information for your books?
Well, it came from my life experience. Back in 2008, I was still a captain for a major airline, and I'd been flying for some 35 years or something. And keeping in shape, I would go out on mountain bike rides in the local area. We lived outside of Seattle, and I went out to ride a trail called It's a Bitch in the trail manual. And it turned out that it was a bitch because I got up about 2/3 of the way up the hill, and I had a major heart attack. I don't know if there's any other kind of heart attacks, but it was a major heart attack, and to the point where I was out cold, and I was found by a couple of hikers, luckily, who called 911, and I got to the hospital and everything. And but I lost my medical and couldn't fly anymore.
Wow.
So that was the beginning of the story,
Yeah.
and the recovery from that is the rest of the story in the book.
Yeah. What does your family think of your writing?
They were all for it. They could see what a cathartic, how it was helping me, find my new why. Since the age of 10 years old, when I was at my father's Air Force base, looking up at the airplanes flying overhead, I used to look up and go, hey, that's pretty cool. That's what I want to do when I grow up. Of course, my wife would probably claim that I've never reached that point yet, but after the heart attack, losing my medical, it was time to remake myself. And
Yeah.
it's kind of the opposite of the way other people lives went, because as a 10-year-old till when this happened at age 56, that's all I thought of was how cool it was to fly. It was one of those jobs where you felt like you never worked a day in your life. Now, if you go and ask my friends, they'll tell you that I never worked a day in my life anyway. But but most people finish high school and they're trying to figure out, well, should I go to college or shouldn't I? Which college should I go to? What job should I look after? Should I go to a trade school, or should I just go jump in and build my own business? Um, I didn't have that because at age 10, I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But at age 56, now I had to pivot to that point. So I became an 18-year-old trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of my life.
Yeah, I get that. What do you like to do when you're not writing?
Well, funny thing is one of the passions that I got was coaching baseball, and I coach at the local high school here at Jacobs High School here in Algonquin. Um, I've coached at every level, And I'm starting my ninth year with them, and I'm pretty passionate about helping those guys, particularly with the mental aspect of baseball, but just dealing with the kids and trying to make that much difference with them has been really inspirational to me. It's really been a help to me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let me ask you this. Do you hear from your readers much? And what kind of things do they say?
Well, it's funny that you bring that up. I've gotten some good testimonials from uh, two vice presidents of companies, large companies. One of them was at my old airline, um, and they're looking at it from the standpoint of, well, how do you recover from a major health issue, or maybe a season ending or career ending athletic injury, or a business failure, or whatever adversity you feel has happened to you. And that recovery process um, is what has attracted a lot of the readers to read my book, or and to comment. And I'm getting some pretty good feedback. Most of the time, it's this has really been inspirational to me. I like the little nuggets. It helps me deal with day to day,
Yeah,
because a lot of people are battling uh, various degrees of depression, just trying to recover from some adverse event that's happened in their life.
yeah,
And I try to give them a positive viewpoint. I mean, we've all looked at this. You can fear the future, or you can have faith in it.
yeah.
But the future hasn't really happened, so why would you pick fear? You know, keep moving forward. Keep making that much difference, and eventually you'll get to your new feeling of self worth, self validation, or maybe even that feeling of, hey, I'm working, but I never really feel like I'm working.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Finding,
Well,
yeah, finding your passion. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time for this interview. Once again, the name of your book is uh, Takes More Than Heart, Changing the Journey's Challenges into Opportunities. Can you tell the people listening how they can get that book?
Well, you can get it by going to Friesen Press. You can also go to my website, and it's the name of the book. Um, takesmorethanheart.com. And there's several links there to Friesen Press, Amazon, Nook, Barnes and Noble, or if they want to try and DM me on a direct message me on a social media, I'll be happy to send them a copy. The other website is my professional website, Be a Bean, just like on the logo in my background there, beabean.net. And I do Power of Positive Leadership training sessions, and I give introductory talks on almost a sample of what positive leadership is all about.
Mhm. Dennis, are you comfortable sharing your email address and or phone number?
But it's Dennis Mellen at hotmail.com.
Dennis Mellen at
Yeah,
hotmail.com.
it's Dennis Mellen, all one word, at hotmail.com.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dennis. Once again, Dennis Mellen, author of Takes More Than Heart, Changing the Journey's Challenges into Opportunities. Thank you so much for your time, Dennis.
Thanks for the opportunity, Sammy. I really appreciate it.